Was it a shock? Oh yeah, it was a shock. It was a major shock to us because it was like, what? You know, it's beyond disbelief.
We had no idea about the three-strike law. So when we went in and they started striking him once and twice for petty crimes that he had done prior to the three-strike law had even came out, we were really, really shocked.
And I was apprehended about 50 yards from the store. And a security guard approached me, asked me to come back within the store. I did so. There was no violence. I walked willingly back with him without any problem. And at that time, actually, he stipulated to me that we were just going to have a, you know, he's going to fill out a report, that I would probably be released because it was a misdemeanor offense, and that, you know, the process was about 45 minutes or something. I had to wait for an officer to arrive and fill out a report. When the police officer arrived, you know, he had already notified the district attorney's office, so they had already decided to do the three-strike thing.
They got him. He's locked up. There's nothing we can do about it. That's the way we all looked at it.
The day in court was confusing. It was sad. My wife and my children were there.
He would be completely shackled. His arms would be shackled. His legs would be shackled.
When you see him in there, it's like, wow, this is really serious. Like, it's no joke.
They convicted me. I carried the 25 years to life. I've never been to prison before, so I sat on a 180 design for 3 years.
He was always a good dad, so when this happened to us, they just could not understand the concept that Dad wasn't coming home.
I was ditching school and going with my friends, getting into trouble, running away, stuff like that.
And my girls were going through a lot of trials. I mean, they had their father ripped from them. I was coaching for them at the time. I was involved in all the activities in school, and you know, I was a full-time father. I wouldn't go anywhere without having all my children together on the weekends, and so it was devastating. You know, after 2 years in the sentence, my spirit started to break. There is no rehabilitation when you're serving a life sentence. You're in max security. You have only but 2 hours, you know, of yard and maybe an hour of day room. I started to really dig into the legal work, and I started to really educate myself. And after about 4 years, I filed my first writ of habeas corpus, and that was a 250-page writ that was actually done by hand. Mine was reviewed at the time. Andretti was already granted by the Ninth Circuit, and mine was actually to be released forthwith. And this happened June of 2002. Now that's a real blessing. Oh, yeah, yeah. There's no mistakes, all up to you. Now that my case has been granted, the state of California hasn't done anything to review any other cases. It's all up to you. But yet they acknowledge that, you know, yes, I have rehabilitated, and that I have a chance, that I have a chance. There's many others in there that also have a chance. And yes, I've made a difference, but there's others that also could make a difference. And so I still feel that there's many in there that need to be, their cases need to be reviewed, if not released. Realize what you came here for, what you came here for. It is cruel and unusual punishment to lock somebody up for 25 years to life for petty crimes.
Before all this happened, we had a normal life.
It's been hard still, and at the same time it's been okay. I mean, we have our dad home. That's a good thing.
It's just adjusting to it all. Just adjusting to it all after so long. Everybody's personalities like fitting together.
And he didn't know us. We're all grown up, you know, we have
individuals, we're all different.
He didn't know nothing about it.
He doesn't know how to cope with it.
Just what we told him.
He really doesn't know how to treat us and like act towards us, because it's kind of, you know, it's kind of like meeting him for the first time all over again.
Even when he was in there, we were all locked up with him. And even as he's coming home, we're all suffering the consequences of what he's still done in his past. Even though he's paid for it, we're still all suffering in a way.